want to turn now to an update from the International Olympic Committee, and this is of interest to millions of kids in this country. Earlier this morning, the executive board of the IOC announced they will now accept cheerleading as an Olympic sport. I want to bring in now the president of the International Cheer Union, Jeff Webb. Jeff, tell me, put this in perspective for me. I hear they're going to accept or consider it an Olympic sport, so I'm thinking, okay, we're going to see it in the Olympics sometime soon, but not necessarily. So help me understand what this actually means.
Sure. Well, the International Cheer Union received permanent recognition, if you will, from the IOC in the wee hours of the morning yesterday, or today, I might add. And the ICU has been around, we've been working on this project for like 15 years. It's been quite a journey. And what this does, what this recognition does, it puts the ICU, our international federation representing cheerleading globally, in a position to apply to be in the Olympic Games. But it does more than that as well. In many countries, the funding for sports, different than in the U.S., comes from the top down, from the government. And for a sport to be created and to flourish, it needs it needs IOC recognition to get facilities, to get coaches, to get equipment. So what we see is, yes, it's a great opportunity in the future to be in the Olympic Games. We're certainly going to apply. But even more than that, it helps give millions of young athletes all over the world a chance to participate that might not have been able to otherwise.
Now, how soon? When? You said it's down the road, but what are we potentially looking at for cheerleading in the Olympics?
Yeah, you're more impatient than me. I can't believe it. Look, well, let me tell you this. It's not going to happen this week, okay? It's not going to be Tokyo. And I think the sports for Paris are pretty well set. L.A. has a nice ring to it. So we'll see. We'll see.
And you talk about other countries, so the funding comes from the top down, but it's how much of it, and you give us an idea, the perspective around the world, because cheerleading is such an American thing. Right? And we see the competitions here that are on ESPN, and it's such a part of many of our just upbringing and having cheerleaders. But what is the perspective around the world for how popular cheerleading is?
Yeah, well, you're right. Cheerleading, the origin of the sport, as they say, is the U.S., popularized at U.S. football games and basketball games on the sidelines. We actually created the concept of modern-day cheerleading, which includes a sport and a competitive aspect. And we grew that and popularized it through our events, which you mentioned on ESPN, which I've actually hosted for over 30 years. So, but it is extremely popular in the U.S., as you know. But now, in the past 20 years, we've seen an explosion internationally. The ICU has 114 member national federations. So think about that. Cheerleading in 114 different countries. Our world championship is one of the best of any sports in the world. Over 70 countries participating. So it's become a global phenomenon.
Last thing quickly, what's the participation like here in the U.S. these days? Is it growing? Is it steady? How many kids do we have and young people participating in cheerleading?
Well, the numbers all over the place. It depends if you're talking about youth and parks and recreations. But the general feeling is it's somewhere around 1.5 million participants here, and several million more globally.
All right, Jeff Webb, congrats. I guess I am a little more impatient. I don't know if I was expecting cheerleading in Tokyo necessarily, but good luck. And like you said, it's been over a decade fight for you all to get to this point at least. So it's happening. So congrats, and we'll see you down the road. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.